New year, new budget, right? Well, maybe not. Let's talk about one of the secrets that the most successful people use when it comes to budgeting. Overall, the main premise is to pay yourself first. You decide what you want your money to do, tell it what to do, so that it doesn't tell you what it's going to do. Now, there's 100 different ways you can approach this, but one of the really cool ways that works is to use something called the 50-30-20 principle. Essentially, what you do is you earmark 50% of your money for needs, 30% for wants, and 20% for saving and investing for your future. Now, there's conversation about if this should be gross dollars before taxes or net dollars after taxes. I would say that taxes are something you should pay. So let's talk about net dollars. So, how do you do this in the real world? Let's say you make $100,000. You go back and look at your last year's tax return and you see that you paid $20,000 in taxes, and that's federal plus state. What that tells me is you have $80,000 left over after paying taxes. If you want to get really specific, you can add in your Social Security and Medicare or unemployment tax or anything else. But the bottom line is you should get to a net number as your starting point and then apply the 50-30-20 principle. Again, to keep it super simplistic, if your number is 80,000, that means $40,000 should be earmarked for needs. Then you have another 30% times 80,000, 24,000. That's for your wants. And then the remaining 16,000, that's for your savings and investing for the future. Again, we go from pre-tax gross income, we subtract out the taxes, we have our net money left over for us to plan with, and then we apply the 50-30-20 to get our three amounts of spending. Now, these numbers are just numbers until you actually put them on paper and review what you're really doing. Most people don't have a written budget. Of those that do, most people don't follow the written budget, or they haven't looked at their budget on paper and then cross-reference their real spending based off of credit cards, debit card statements, etc. I would really challenge you in this new year to look at the budget, really take some steps, and see where your numbers fall. Are you doing better than the 50-30-20? Are you doing worse? Again, this rule's not perfect, and it may not be the best strategy for everyone, but it is a good strategy to get started, or at least to have as a mile marker as you pursue financial independence.